Klopp said. I'm pretty sure someone will come to explain it to me why it's not a handball, but I don't know how. How can a guy in office see that and not come to the conclusion that maybe possibly it could be worth the referee having another look? Arteta went all Wenger. There were two big decisions. I have not looked at them again yet. Meanwhile, Saliba was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Saliba came out. Have we got Saliba? There you go. Of course it was a penalty, but I'm not the ref and they have to accept it. Brilliant. There you go.
I don't know why managers do the old Arsene Wenger like Arteta. I've not seen it because he's got away with it. It's just, well, yeah, I thought it was a penalty, but it wasn't given. I can't change it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, it's not his problem. But listen, you know, when Jurgen Klopp is saying, I don't know how people can sit in the booth, and for the sake of repeating myself, you know, the assistant sat in the booth on Friday night in the Aston Villa-Sheffield United game and looked at a couple of clear instances, in my opinion. One, the handball, they suggested it was a shoulder, as we see that hand from Odegaard there, and the other was a push on Ollie Watkins at the back post, a clear push at full speed, and yet the officials, the VAR representatives sitting there in the booth, and that's what they're seeing. So it's relatively consistent across the board. They're just not very good.
But Mark, what's interesting is the handball rule. We talk about grey areas and all this sort of things. This just seemed completely and utterly a penalty, a handball.
Yeah, that was my reaction at the time. And when you see it on the replay, he catches it with his arm, but he also seems to take a second movement to move it away from Salah. So for me, it's a nailed-on penalty. But I think what made the difference was that when the game carried on for about a minute, and if it had gone out for a throw-in 5 seconds later, I think he would have had a halt in play. But I just think it went on too long, and it gave them cover to just forget about it. I mean, the fact that the referee wasn't even asked to check is a surprise, but I think we've all given up trying to second-guess what a penalty is anymore and what isn't a penalty.
Nedum, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought in the grand scheme of things that decision was crap. So that's what I'm going to add to it.
It's Christmas. We don't need your potty mouth at Christmas, Nedum. Come on.
I can't have my.
It was trash.
Oh my goodness!
You know what I mean?
This is
I can't come in and achieve.
Like, what are we doing?
Come on,
People
Nedum.
were telling me, but it's because he slipped, his arm's moving towards his body. I was like, okay, but it still just hit his hand in that way. And it's one of the weirdest looking handball decisions. Like, obviously that's a pen. They're going to check it. Obviously they're going to give it. And then it's like, oh no. And then Honor comes over in England. They were justifying why it wasn't given as a pen. And I was hearing other people confirming that, because he slipped, then it's fine. I was like, what do you mean because he slipped? Like, that's not the way this works. Like, you could argue about deliberate, not deliberate, whatever. But if we see that and say that's not a handball, then what is a handball in the grand scheme of things?
Oh yes,
it's my job to use bad words on air.
Well, there you go. So you're the cheery one.
My job to use. By the way, I can't take these three serious. Dressed like that.
Okay.
I can't take it serious.
Obviously, one of the big surprises.
You said we weren't going to waffle before the show. It's 40 minutes, man.
Keep interrupting when I'm just trying to move on and get things going, so I can go and have a drink. Right. Meanwhile, Mark, one of the big surprises, of course, for Liverpool. Don't shut up that bloody thing. Right.
That's my don't.
Right, where are we?
Mommy!
It's just like Josh. One of the big surprises, of course, was the starting 11, Mark, that Jurgen Klopp named, and it didn't have Darwin Núñez in it. Will he start against Burnley on Boxing Day?
It's a tough one, that. I think he probably will, because Cody Gakpo, they're both kind of either or, really, aren't they? So I think Núñez will play. I think Klopp would like to rotate it. Obviously, playing Boxing Day, it's only 3 days after the game against Arsenal, so I think that's a rotation thing. I think that Núñez offers something different, but I think he'll start at Burley because, they need to rotate the games, they need to rotate the players because they've got Newcastle as well coming up soon. So I think Núñez will play, and I think he did okay when he came on. He just doesn't have much finishing ability right now. As
a centre-back, Nedum, would you prefer Núñez on the bench?
I think Núñez is such an interesting player to discuss because you see he has an impact in the game because people playing against him do not enjoy it, but then they also relieve when he misses some of the chances that he does. So I'd prefer to see him on the bench, yes, 100%. But when you're talking about Liverpool, it's never just about one person, isn't it? They've got so much threat everywhere. And for Núñez, I hope he starts scoring soon because at times you can see maybe he doesn't have the same sort of belief when he's trying to take someone on, when he's trying to make a running pound, when he's trying to take a shot. But I think whether it's Núñez or Gakpo, I'm pretty sure Liverpool will be absolutely fine.
We'll say thank you very much to Mark. Mark, where are you going on Boxing Day? Which game?
I'm going to Everton on the 27th. So I'm watching things from afar on Boxing Day.
Oh, lovely. But Everton, Manchester City, of course, that is on the Wednesday. Boxing Day kicks off at St James's, Newcastle taking on Forest, and Sheffield United, Luton Town, Bournemouth against Fulham, the aforementioned Burnley against Liverpool, and it's Manchester United at Old Trafford against Aston Villa.